Welcome to the Remington Podcast, where we take a deep dive into all things ammunition. I'm your host, Audrey Mayes, and today I'm sitting down with Shot Shell Product Manager Ronnie Evans.
Howdy.
And Head of Research and Development, John Langenfeld.
Happy to be here.
We are here because it is the 91st episode
91
of the Remington Podcast. It's been 2 years.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Since we debuted our first episode.
First one.
And I just want to take a time to reflect on where we've been and
Sure.
the good stuff we've done. I have a list of things to talk about here, but first off, John's first episode, which is actually the most downloaded episode of the audio-only version.
Awesome.
Really?
Yeah. Is the 360 Buckhammer Straight Up Better episode.
Gotcha.
Which happens to be the first one.
That was number
launched. Yeah, ever.
Cool.
So I remember because it has Ricky Buckmaster on it.
Right. It's a good topic. That was a big turning point for us, and new cartridge and service in the market, and gave us something good to talk about.
Yeah, heck yeah. It was a big deal. And I remember Ricky he came in with all of these papers. I wish that it was on video. I wish that was our first videoed one, but he came in with all these like printed out papers so he could sit here and like point and explain the cartridge to me.
Yeah.
I miss that man. He was a good guy.
He's smart.
Yeah, he's smart cookie. For sure.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that the straight wall as a whole, I mean, we're just seeing that getting more momentum all over the country.
Yeah.
You know, that's where we're headed with that type of alternative firearm hunting now, right? You know, it's kind of seeing muzzleloader ease up and shotgun slugs kind of easing up. And man, this straight wall thing seems like somebody comes out with a new one every year.
Yeah, it does.
A new cartridge
yeah.
in that straight wall every year seems like there's something.
I would say either a new cartridge or like a new load.
New load.
Yeah.
Or somebody gets in the straight wall game as far as a gun manufacturer that hasn't maybe before.
Sure.
So you just see that particular genre of guns and ammo stuff taking off. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And that podcast, again, is audio only. So if you wanted to listen to it, you'd have to go to the RemingtonPodcast.com.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
or our website. Ronnie's first episode was dual shot, dual purpose, nitro steel duplex.
Nitro Steel Duplex.
For the launch of that product.
That's cool. Yep. We're still making that, obviously. And 2 shots, sizes in the same load is still happening throughout the industry. And, you know, we have those steel waterfowl loads and got some other stuff we're looking at for the next year or two, maybe playing with a little bit. But it's real thing. We see real good performance out of those dual shot loads. It's crazy. You put the large shot on the top and the smaller on the bottom toward the base. And it just, when you put that together, it seems to pattern really well, better than standard square loads. When I say square loads, all the same size shot, right? And it performs better. It's like having 2 shotgun shells in one. So it's been pretty cool. And for the record, the Nitro Steel Duplex BB/4 is my favorite shotgun shell.
Yeah.
To shoot, especially geese. It's awesome for geese. So
And mallards, right?
Oh yeah, it works great for mallards. The 2x4 I think would be fabulous for that. So I think that would be awesome for that. Maybe even 2x6s, but in the timber.
Yeah. And we just did an episode with Echo, and they said that they love duplex.
Yep, they liked it. Shot it too. Sure did.
One thing I like about that is that throwback look with the
OD green hull and the black cap.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And we got some more cool stuff. We've already dropped it at our sales meeting, but you're going to see it drop first of the year with some other cool shells. So I'm excited about that, and think that when you see this. But yeah, that it is old school retro.
Oh yeah.
It's back to when we made the duplex before. Now it's just better velocities, just better technology, period, right? It's kind of the same wad, a little different, but we're on a little faster, and we've learned so much in steel loads in that amount of time that it's been a humdinger to say.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts about duplex is that a lot of people don't know Remington actually coined the term.
The first
duplex
ones to do it,
back in the day. So
early mid-90s.
Yep.
yeah. And it was about shot shells. I know that is there a duplex rifle cartridge? No. But it's what's the stacked core that I'm thinking of?
Stacked core.
I'm pretty sure there's a bullet that has a stacked core in it. And
Had 2 cores with a jacket.
Yeah.
You talking about something like a partition?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We used to love
So
the
it's not
partition.
that.
Yeah, no, it's not that. No, back then we had some turkey loads and waterfowl loads both in that duplex back in the day.
Back when it was lead.
No,
think.
back then it was steel too.
was still steel?
Yeah, we had
Okay.
then it was like I think it was 87. Somebody watching this will correct me. I know, but I believe it was 87 when this federal government mandated non-toxic shot for waterfowl.
Gotcha.
And but this was up into the 90s, and steel shot was still only 5 years old or so by then. And people were like, what can we do to make steel shot better? What happens if we put two sizes of shot in there? So that's kind of how that happens, right? So and then we reverted back to that again.
Yeah.
So the industry, you see a lot of that. Of that.
Yeah.
Even dove loads. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And
right.
maybe we'll play with that. Who knows?
Who knows? You never know what you'll see.
But moving on, back to the podcast, the first ever televised on-camera podcast was actually episode 7, which was the listener podcast, Listener Questions with Jimmy, who is our ballistics engineer. And, it's all been history from there. We've done it for every episode since then. And the most watched, this is cool, the most watched YouTube version of our podcast is 16 gauge.
Well, of course, John and I was on there. John
Both
and I
of
was
you
there, and that's why
guys.
it was that way, right?
Yeah.
It's
28.5 thousand views.
that's quite a few views.
on a podcast episode. As of today.
Yeah, I mean, there is such, like we said in that episode, and I'll say it again today, there is such a following of people that love a 16-gauge shotgun. Again, I will say this, I don't own one, but they're a neat gun, but obviously there is a good group of people that like them.
Yep.
Like them a lot.
Huge followers. And also
Big.
I think people just didn't know there was a 16 gauge because 12 and 20 have taken over so hardcore.
Yeah, right. So
And then, of course, that's where John explains what gauge actually is.
Yep. We learned something that day, how we determine
Oh,
gauge.
Yeah.
Was that in one of the shorts?
Yes.
It was.
So I think it was shortly after that. I was in Illinois and back, my home state. Went to a trap club for a Friday night derby, and I walk in the door, and of course the old guys are sitting over there around the card table, and I walk in, and they were like, "There's Hollywood," and they had that short on their phone. They're like, "Look at this! He tells us what's 60," and they're all passing around. I was like, "Oh my god,
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hometown
But they
love.
didn't know it. They were like, I didn't know that. Learned something. But
Yeah.
there's Hollywood.
I feel like, one thing that every episode of the Remington Podcast has in common is that you learn something.
Definitely, right? So that's, again, we that's the whole reason we put this podcast on is maybe obviously to educate our customer, because like we talk about new products or this particular shot shell or this particular rifle round or whatever it might be. We always learn something. I learned something, and I've been around this stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's neat to do that. Right?
I mean, we educate everybody. Even the experts are like, oh, because we talk a lot about history too.
oh yeah,
Yeah, which people might not know. We've talked about the SAMI. Some people don't know what SAMI spec is. We talked about the history of the cartridge in general.
Powders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cordite powder. We was talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
And
Cord type. Yep.
cords.
And then we talked about the history of Remington through the wars too. That's a whole podcast episode. Which
that was a
people
whole
love.
by itself. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We've talked to a ton of really cool people on this podcast. Lots of conservation organizations, right? So, one of my favorites is Telling Stories with Blood Origins, which is Dr. Roby Kroger. His whole mission is the importance behind hunting stories and hunting culture and promoting hunting as a conservation practice.
Yep.
I remember specifically an interaction I had with him. He asked me why or would I ever shoot an elephant? And my response to him, and I think it stands today, is that I would probably if it was harming a village, if it was trampling and destroying crops and all of that stuff, destroying livelihoods. And he nabbed me right there and said, that's it. The story behind why we do what we do is the most important part. So that's what they promote over there.
John, you've been to Africa once. I've never been. Don't know if I ever go, but I've always heard like these tribes or these groups of these towns really watch and manage those herds or those animals around there, because that is a income stream for them over there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they take care and make sure those animals are protected as well. You don't want to be a poacher in Africa here.
No, I wouldn't want to be either.
No, sir. I hear that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So I want no part of that.
Zero tolerance.
No
Yeah.
tolerance.
I mean, they have professional hunters over there.
Yes.
So
Yep. That's pretty neat stuff. So
pH is.
Yep.
But I mean, we've also talked to people who do focus on hunting, but mostly on like shooting and your rights to bear arms, like the 2A people, like NRA.
NRA.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talked to Scott Olmstead.
Yep. Real nice guy. But yeah, they are doing everything they can to protect our way of life as far as owning firearms, being able to defend ourselves and enjoy them for hunting and shooting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool to have those guys, be able to talk to them and where they're working toward and where the NRA is going and things of that nature. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. I mean, because we're not just a hunting organization, we are a shooting organization.
Yes, we are.
And, we've hit every single type of clay breaking activity on this podcast as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a big part of what we do too.
Yeah. Trap, skeet, and sporting.
Sporting clays. Lord, yes.
Yeah. Madison Sharp, Schaefer Stanfill, and I believe Logan Henry was the trap shooter.
Yep.
So
2024 doubles
world champion.
All-American champion. Or not All-American, excuse me. Grand American. I'll get it right. Grand American champ.
He's been an All-American before.
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
A couple times, a few times.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, and then of course, we talk about how important it is to pass on our way of life to the next generation.
Yeah. Like I've said before, I'll say it again. People will talk about hunting and shooting as hobbies. And I will say, no, it's a way of life more than anything. And it's a big part of what the heritage of this country.
Yeah.
When you think about it, how we identify ourselves from probably a lot of other countries is that heritage of hunting and shooting. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, it's getting bigger in some spots.
Yeah.
So,
especially,
just to preserve our way of life.
Yep.
That's what we're after, right?
Yeah. I mean, especially with organizations like, I met with Steph Lane from Passing On Outdoor Mentors, and
yes,
their whole thing is, find a kid that wants to learn how to hunt or shoot the right way, and we'll pair them with someone who knows how. Because sometimes some children, or first-time shooters even, doesn't have to be a kid, want to know how to do these things, but they don't have the resources. And their parents want them to know if they want, but they don't have the resources either. So that's what they're all about.
Why not show them the correct and safest way to do it? What an idea.
Yeah.
Right. And me being starting to become an old guy, that's a lot of fun. I enjoy being with kids and showing them and just sharing my passions. Right. So those are pretty cool things.
Yeah. I mean, we've met with another pretty local organization.
The AWA. Arkansas Waterfowl Association. Yep. We had our summer camp, had 70 kids this year. Come out and did a podcast. So you got to hear about that. If you go back and see that on here, you would want to watch. It's a pretty neat deal. Last year, John did a class, and we had him set up on a table about like this. He was showing the youngins how shotgun shells are manufactured.
Yep.
And he had full undivided attention for about a good hour. They bought in. Yeah. They were bought in.
Yeah, like I said, it was like being on a cooking show. I even had a microphone, one of those little skinny ones you come around like that. Boy, they had it hooked up.
Yep.
But their attention, they were right there. They were engaged, and asked a lot of good questions. So yeah, like you said, it's enjoyable to share that information and to see the enthusiasm. And when you were talking just a minute ago, it made me think of the intern that we had last summer in R&D. Didn't come from a family with a background of hunting and shooting, but had exposure to it from a school event, trap.
Oh, I got you. Trap league. Trap.
And,
Trap
being curious as an engineer, they usually are, started to look at this industry and say, what can we do? Our job, what are careers in this? And how is this, you usually hear about, how does it work? And then engineers start taking it apart. Well, it's like, I wonder how this ammunition works and how's it designed? And so, he pursued that and ended up being an intern, in R&D last year and just loves it. He's, for the most part, dead set, like, I want to be in that industry.
Sounds like someone I know.
Maybe, yep. He knew a little bit about it, but he wanted to be in the industry, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he wound up there.
I mean, a lot of people, I feel like you and I have talked about before, there's tons of ways to get in this industry. Be a writer, be a podcaster, be a video person. Marketing, engineer.
Yep.
Operations.
Every bit of it.
Product management, project management is what I meant. But yeah, tons of ways. If you want to get here, we have room for you. Find a way.
Yep, you can do it.
Yeah. So speaking of the NRA, like going backwards, one of the first shows I think that we ever did a live show at was the NRA.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I believe it was. That
Yeah.
was year before last.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it would have been 2024, early in the year, wasn't it? Right? So, yeah, that was cool. We did, you got to visit with a couple of guys from NRA, and then we also did the episode of Most Asked Questions.
Yep.
You know, we go from NWTF, National Wild Turkey Federation show. We go to NRA. A lot of these shows.
Shoot Pheasant Fest.
Pheasant Fest.
Yeah.
And you'll be, even though there's a lot of different disciplines and things you're talking about, a different hunting style, we get asked a lot of the same questions. So we was able to put together a big pile of questions we get asked and did that. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So people want to know. They don't know until they ask. So we just compiled that list and run through them. So that was a pretty neat deal.
Yep. I mean, we meet with a lot of fun people at those shows.
Oh, yeah.
Too. Like we did Hootie Hoo together, I think.
We did Hootie Hoo.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
I tell you, the other good one was we did with Rob Roberts.
Yeah, we did Rob Roberts.
We did his about shotguns and patterns and choke tubes and then last week we did our friends over at Echo. That's pretty cool. And you got to go hunting with them.
Yeah, Echo Calls.
That was
really
the
cool.
true pair, that video y'all did. That was pretty cool.
Living Legends Echo Calls. That's what people keep commenting on the video.
Oh, well, sure.
Living Legends. I think that's the coolest thing anyone could ever say about anybody.
Rick Dunn, I mean, Lord of mercy, if anybody does anything to do with duck hunting, they know and understand what Echo Duck Calls and who Echo Duck Calls is, right? So that's for us and our brand, old Remington brand's been around forever. To have a partnership with them is just the way it's supposed to be.
It just makes sense. Arkansas
companies together and with the same passions and things of that nature, it just goes together really well.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Forrest Gump would say, we was like peas and carrots. It goes together, right? So,
and that show's actually one of our like namesake guests was actually Ryan Callahan from Meat Eater.
Oh yeah,
Pheasant Fest
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, heck yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
or it feels like a long time ago.
It's been a little bit now.
And of course, one episode I think that really shocked me that's done really well is the 44 Magnum handgun hunting's heavy hitter.
Well,
with Mr. Leland Mason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, a 44 Magnum, that was the Dirty Harry round, right?
Yes.
So he liked it. It's it's got its own little lore with it too.
Well, when that came out, that was the most powerful handgun.
Most powerful handgun.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And he professed his love for it in that movie, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, it's a cool round, and it's they make lever guns for it. And all kinds of revolvers, and it's a hand cannon basically, right? But it's freaking awesome.
I said it in that episode, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to say it again. It's like the godfather of handgun hunting.
Oh, it's
like when you think handgun hunting, you think 44 mag.
Yeah, you do.
100%.
Yep, you sure do.
But yeah, we've hit every facet of everything.
We've talked 22 rimfire. We've talked a little bit of everything.
And
sure have.
From shooting, we talked, to Dustin Sanchez, who's a multi-gunner, a 3-gunner. He shoots PCC. We talked handguns, rifles, shotguns. I think we've touched everything that we could.
When we, like you said, conservation groups, and we've talked turkey hunting, dove hunting, duck hunting, elk. I think y'all did elk. Did you do an elk one?
A little bit.
John's elk hunt.
John's elk hunt. Yeah. I know we've talked about deer hunting a bunch and all those different things.
All the claybird stuff.
Like you said.
You did one from you did multiple ones
from the Grand. You done a couple
from the Grand.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the biggest clay target shoot in the U.S.
Yeah.
And so those are neat to go back and reminisce. Gosh, we've done a lot of stuff.
We've done a lot of stuff in the last
that amount of time. You think what we've all covered, right? So that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And, we have episodes that are posted on our classic Remington 1816 page, but we also have episodes that are posted on Remington Ammunition page.
Right.
On YouTube. Right?
Yep.
So if there's an episode that we've listed that you think that you're missing, go check out Remington Ammunition's YouTube.
Yeah, check that too.
And then, of course, the RemingtonPodcast.com.
That's right.
And this is episode 91. It's not going to be the last episode, but it is going to be the last episode with me.
Yeah, quitter.
I am moving on. The Remington Podcast will live on. It has been an honor to get to represent this brand in this way. And I've loved traveling and I've loved talking with you guys. And man, I've learned a lot. I know
yeah.
more about ammunition now than I ever thought I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
can
like
see that.
if you watch the episodes from the beginning or listen to them, you can tell.
You can see as your education, your knowledge grew, right?
grows.
Yeah, it sure
Yeah,
does. And
yeah.
you can see Audrey morph into an ammunition expert right before your eyes.
You don't get that one look on her face that's like, what?
That's a who? What does that do?
No, we edit those out. Don't worry about it.
Ah, I got you. Yeah.
But yeah, in the beginning, I mean, and maybe sometimes in the middle, you can see me like kind of glaze over, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what he just said.
I don't understand that.
But I do know, I would say I know quite a bit, probably more than your average Joe.
I would say
ammunition
yes.
At this
I would
point.
say yes.
So.
Well, you've done an excellent job with this, Miss Mayes. You've done fabulous. And I bet you there's a lot of people from your efforts know and understand more about ammunition just like you, just from your efforts from this deal. And you've done an outstanding job with it.
I hope so.
Yeah, 100%. Built it. It's,
You've
from the
built
ground
it.
up.
Yeah.
Sure enough. Definitely.
And it will continue on.
Because
In my absence.
we're in the interweb forever.
Yeah, forever. we're on the website. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. So
Yeah. But I'm not disappearing. You know, you'll see me at shooting comps. You'll see me everywhere. You can't get rid of me. John can't get rid of me.
We'll see.
He's going to try his hardest.
don't dare him.
Well, guys, for the last time, there you have it, guys. Remington is on the rise. Like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share this podcast with your hunting or shooting buddies. Be on the lookout for the next episode. If you want to contact me or John or Ronnie here, you can contact us at podcast@remington.com. Thanks for listening.